Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, got a pretty big stack of some recent finds, so figured just jump right into it. Starting off with some pretty cool heat. This is Rolling Stone's Some Girls, but this is actually a sealed original copy. Yeah, pretty cool. This was in an antique store, and it was kind of just a no-brainer purchase, you know. I'd say it was priced at what a normal copy goes for. So, that's a really cool one. And then, pretty cool one too. Got this at a yard sale. Chicago, but it's got the hype stickers. It's in the shrink wrap, which is pretty uncommon for gatefold records. And it's got the poster. So, very nice. The first two Chicago albums are absolutely killer rock. People glance over Chicago because it's like, oh, it's Chicago, you know? But they got all soft, I'd say, by their third record. But their first record is just killer. Terry Kath is one of the greatest guitar players I've ever heard, and he just rips through these two records. Amazing stuff. Yeah, definitely a band where their deep cuts are just fantastic. This is a pretty cool one. Hooker and Heat. I've had this on my want list for a very long time, but every time I see it, it's like $20, and I do not want to pay $20 for this record. So finally found a nice cheap copy, and this is a really clean original press. This is a very interesting record. The first, it's a double album, and the first album in there is like just John Lee Hooker, and I think Al Wilson appears a couple times on side 2. But yeah, first album is just John Lee Hooker, so it's like great blues, obviously. And then side 2, or disc 2 rather, is John Lee Hooker with Canned Heat. This album is really a slow burn for me. Like it takes a while to get to the Hooker with the band, but once you get there, it's great stuff. Definitely gonna have to spend some more time with this one, but a very cool record nonetheless. This next one here kind of completes my collection of this band. I don't really need anything more from them. For me, it's the first 3. ZZ Top's first album. $10 in an antique store. Like, hello. Definitely gonna pick that up. Super nice copy. The first 3 ZZ Tops are like hard-hitting blues rock. Great stuff. Great sort of southern blues. Yeah, super nice copy. Very happy about that. I went from having no ZZ Top to having all the ones I want. So that's pretty cool. This record, the price on it like exploded. I'm not exactly sure why, but this is a decently valuable album. So if you ever see it for cheap, like, don't sleep on these ZZ Top records. They're great. This next one is another antique store purchase, and one I was kind of shocked to see in an antique store, especially for the price. This is an original US press of the Ramones' Rocket to Russia. I just got a copy of Nevermind the Bollocks by the Sex Pistols. I'm sure most of you have seen that video. If you haven't, go check it out. But yeah, killer punk. Really starting to get into punk. Found a couple really essential punk records. So yeah, I love this. It's so good. This copy has the inner sleeve and everything. It's pretty nice. It's a decent copy. Plays just fine. It's definitely got some marks, but I don't think these really come that clean very often. So definitely just picked up the copy. I mean, it's not bad at all. It's probably like a VG. Great. Just great record. Alright, now we're going to go to the complete opposite end of the spectrum. This one, another cheap pickup, but one I that's been on my want list for years, and I just have not been able to track down a copy, and I finally found one. Otis Redding, Dock of the Bay, fantastic soul record. This is a second press on Atco. Originally came out on Stax, but yeah, this is a fantastic record. I'm sure that everyone knows, but you know, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay is one of my favorite songs, period. Just, he's like, in terms of soul artists, he's my favorite. I can put on any Otis Redding album at any time and just love it. This is a pretty nice copy. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see this in a antique store bin. Especially, it was $4, so it's like, you gotta pick that up. That's the first one that was released after his death. First of many. So there's a couple songs that are from other records he did. Like there's Tramp, which he did with Carla Thomas on that King and Queen record. And it ends with Old Man Trouble, which is the first track on Otis Blue. It's on Otis Blue. Otis Blue is my favorite soul record, like, period. That's just, I really need an upgrade copy of that, but super happy to have this. And then another just killer funk record. And this one came from my buddy Mathew. Yesterday's Trips, he just started uploading again, which is amazing. So excited to see him back in the VC. So definitely go watch his channel, because he has an amazing collection. But he found a white label promo of this record. I think he showed it in his last video. So I got his old copy. This is Tower of Power, East Bay Grease, on that San Francisco label. I think this is their first record. This thing is so good. I love this record. I think he tells the story, but me and him just walked into a record store one day. This was probably 2 years ago or something. So we were relatively new collectors, and this was playing, and we were just like, wow, this is so good. And we went over and looked what was playing. It was this, Tower of Power. I think the track playing was Sparkling in the Sand, which just has this great vibe, great flute stuff going through. But yeah, this is a phenomenal funk record. I feel like people, I don't know, this one had like bad reviews online, and I don't get it. This is killer. This is a great funk record. This is before they signed to Warner Brothers, I think. They were on San Francisco. It's a pretty cool label. I think it was owned by Atlantic. But yeah, they were just such a great band, and I think this is really before they had like completely found their soul. But there's some great drum breaks on here. It's just Tower of Power. Any record I see by Tower of Power, I pick up. But yeah, if you're gonna check out a track on here, I do love Sparkling in the Sand. Phenomenal sort of vibe going on there. But great record. Really highly recommend. And if you see one, pick it up. There's actually this whole next bunch came from Mathew at Yesterday's Trip, so I couldn't be more thrilled. This is one I showed in my last video, but this is such an upgrade. Herbie Hancock, Headhunters. I'm sure you all know. But yeah, he found a shrink wrap copy at the flea market, which is like ridiculous, but really much nicer disc. I mean, it's still got its fair share of marks, but you know, this one plays great. So happy to get an upgrade. It's crazy how it works. You know, you've been searching like forever for a record, and then you get two within like 2 weeks of each other. But yeah, fantastic jazz funk record. I talked about it last time, so I won't go on, but unfortunately Ulrich Davis decided to write in the center of the cover. So, thank you. But yeah, great record. And this next one, I hope he has the video out by the time I upload this, but he went to this antique store and it was just $5 each for all of these African records. And it's not like Zamrock or anything, but it was really, really cool stuff. And there was this one that's just ridiculous, but we'll get to that. So he gave me all the doubles, for $5 each. So pretty cool. This is Party Jam by Masco. A lot of these are French press. This one is kind of reggae-ish a little bit. A lot of these are sukus, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll write the name down. But it's like African dance music, and it's really fun. Like, really fun to listen to. This one is very fun to listen to. He found a couple of jazz funk ones, which I'm jealous, and I wish there were doubles of those, but I'm very happy to have these. Zao. I've not put this one on yet, but this is a full-length album. The last one was a 12-inch single, but this is still in that same genre of like African dance music. Original pressing, pressed in France, so pretty cool. Definitely gonna have to give this one a spin. I mean, I love the cover. Good stuff. Same with this next one. It's a shame I haven't put this one on because look at that cover. That's great. Special Wela? Special Wela? I don't know. But, yeah, another one made in France. Pretty cool record. Like, to find these African pressing records in, like, small town Maryland is very odd. But a lot of them have this sticker on the back. I'm not sure any of these have it. Oh, yeah. Apparently these came from the African Music Gallery, which has an address in D.C., Washington, D.C. So, that's pretty interesting. But yeah, this one's definitely gonna have to be put on. A lot of these, it's just like, it's like African, like, party music. It's really cool stuff. It gets a little bit funky, but yeah, super cool. And then this one was the real kicker of the whole stack that he got. He found 6 copies of this, which he could have unearthed the last 6 copies that are like known. There's none for sale on Discogs or eBay or anything, except for his copies. Unreal that he would find 6 of these. But yeah, really crazy. This is Mela SoMo. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that, but that's the name. Yeah, look this one up because it's pretty pricey. But yeah, super mint condition. All of these super clean. I believe this one was pressed in Gabon or something. One of a small country in Africa. Really cool. I had played this one and I was not that blown away by it. But I'm gonna have to spend more time with it. This style of music kind of reminds me of like disco. I know people don't really like disco, but it's like it doesn't sound like disco. It just has the similar, like, it's music that's meant for dancing, or partying or whatever. But yeah, pretty crazy find. Really cool stuff. And then I got one more in a sort of similar vein. This was in an antique store. Again, super good deal. One I've been looking for a very long time. Toots and the Maytals, Funky Kingston. This is a fantastic reggae record. Love it so much. I had this period where I was just really into reggae. and this is one I spun a lot, or I played a lot online. And right now my dad is having like a reggae kick, so yeah, safe to say he enjoyed this one. He thought this was really good. They do Louie Louie. They do Country Roads, the John Denver song. Really fun. And Pressure Drop, which is on the Harder They Come soundtrack, I'm pretty sure. Fantastic. Really great. Just amazing reggae record. Love it so much. This is technically a second press. I'd love to get a copy on Mango Records, but yeah, it's an island press. Really, really cool. Yeah, it's kind of hard to come by reggae records, but when I do, I'm very happy. This is a great one. Love it. Alright, now we're gonna move into the Psych. I know what everyone's here for. But yeah, this is just an amazing record. I keep saying that, but pretty killer haul. This is Glass Harp. This came from Mathew too. He found this record in like a bookstore, and he got like duped by the condition of it, so he just handed it over to me. And yeah, definitely not a great copy, but let me tell you, this is an amazing proggy psychedelic record. I've played this so many times since I got it. Unfortunately, it has a skip in the first track, and I can't seem to find where that skip is, which is double unfortunate. But yeah, this is like, there's like some orchestration type deal on here, some flute, I believe, in some areas. But Phil Keaggy, absolutely amazing guitar player, just so good. And this record is just fantastic. And it's not like overly stupidly expensive. I think it used to be cheaper, but you can get one for around like $30. But yeah, do not sleep on this. It came out on Decca, but every track, there's not a bad track on here. Some of the tracks are like 6-8 minutes, just so good, and this is really just an incredible record. Love it to death. If you see a copy, pick it up. Great prog psych type deal. This next one, I bought in a record store, and I got just a fantastic deal on it. A deal where it was like, yeah, I have to get this. Really cool record. The Bollocks. This is one I was actually not blown away with either. With the price tag that this album like fetches, wasn't too shocked by it. But I think the reason why this record is like super kind of rare and out there is the song Mary Jane. It was like the single they put out, but it got withdrawn because obviously it's called Mary Jane. But it's actually an anti-drug song, and the labels are just like stupid. But this was released on Chess, which is not a not a record that screams psychedelic rock. There's probably not that many more psych records on Chess. But yeah, this is a really nice copy. The disc is really nice. The cover's a bit messed up, but the disc is clean. This record is pretty out there. It's got some, it's like garagey sort of psychedelic music. The singer is not great, but it doesn't really matter for this type of music. Yeah, there's some weird songs on this record, and I feel like some of the songwriting doesn't really hold up. But I loved the first track, Iowa Girl's Name. That was great, and I think I enjoyed side 2 a little bit more than side 1. But it's got like musical tribute to the Oscar Mayer Wiener Wagon, which actually is not a bad track. And a song called Boop, which is interesting. It's pretty out there. Definitely one that is probably a grower. Gonna have to spin this a lot more times, but it's definitely gonna stick around the collection because really cool record. But one I'm gonna play a lot more. This record came from the same store, and I got a fantastic deal on this, and it's just amazing. Bang. Not sure if I've showed this one on my channel ever, but I had a beater copy, which really glad to upgrade. Still not the greatest copy, but this record is hard to find clean, but just so good. This is like, if you like Black Sabbath, they sound a lot like Black Sabbath. Borderline, almost the same. The singer sounds a lot like Ozzy. You know, it's like heavy riffage type stuff. I played this when my girlfriend was in the room. She thought it was Black Sabbath for the first song. Yeah, this is just an amazing proto-metal hard rock record. Love it so much. If you like Black Sabbath, you'll love this record. I really wish it was a gatefold because, like, it would be so good, you know, just to open it up and actually see this whole image, you know. But I probably couldn't afford it at the time. But yeah, he's got like the gun, and this is the barrel, and bang. Great group. Definitely looking for Mother / Battle of the King. Still haven't been able to track down a copy of that one. I've seen it a couple times, but at a price I'm not willing to pay for it. But yeah, super good proto-metal type deal. This has been spun a lot recently, and just really good. Sort of on a hard rock kick. So this next one also did not help that. But this one I've had on my want list for like as long as I've been collecting again. Think I heard of this from Dylan, Noble Records, a long time ago, like years ago. I've seen 2 copies of it. One, Yesterday's Trips owns. He owns a white label promo, and it's like mint condition. And the other one was in horrible shape. But this one is in great shape and paid up a little bit, but not anywhere near what it goes for, and it's just really cool record. This is Demian, self-titled on ABC. This is the same band as Bubble Puppy, if you know them. Created a great garage rock type record. They're from Texas, released on International Artists, garage psych, hard rock type deal. This one is a lot more polished up. They signed with Nick St. Nicholas from Steppenwolf, who produced this record, and yeah, just absolutely fantastic. Great hard rock, Face the Crowd, wonderful song. Love this record so much. They redo Todd's tune, and it's not that different from the original version on the Bubble Puppy record. Yeah, I don't know which one I prefer, honestly. I think I prefer the Bubble Puppy one. But yeah, this one, compared to the Bubble Puppy record, this one is like way more polished and much better production, which I love the sound on the other record. I love that sort of not great production-wise, garagey sound. This is just a fantastic record. It's got a couple marks on it, but plays through, you don't even hear them. I'm so thrilled to have this in my collection now because, man, this has not left the turntable. This has been spun like every day, sometimes twice. Killer record. Love it so much. Highly recommend you check out Demian. If you're into like classic rock, this is a great sort of classic rock sound, but a little bit more of an edge. But fantastic record. And yeah, that'll be about it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support recently. Yeah, going on a dig tomorrow, so Wish me luck, and peace.